each other, I do see it happening. So that's why you shouldn't really compare football speed to track speed. I think it's incredibly absurd because track speed and football speed is completely different. Football, you're not running 100 meters. You never run 100 meters in football. 100 meters is longer than 100 yards. And when do you run 100 yards? A kickoff return? But again, that's rare. It's rare to see 100-yard kickoff returns taken back. And even then, you're not running straight. You're zigzagging around. You're avoiding defenders to get to that point. Track, you're just running against the air. You're just running against the air to get to the finish line sooner than everybody else does. That's your end game. Football is different. You got 22 men on the field. So it's completely different. So again, I better not hear track speed and football speed. Do not compare it because it's ridiculous. It pisses me off every single time. I can't stand when people do that. It's just ridiculous, man. Now, definitely use Tyreek Hill as a scapegoat, but don't use anybody else. Don't even use Marquise Goodwin. Don't use John Ross. Don't use anybody else and compare them to track runners. It's just horrible, awful. Do your research before you do that because that's just, I can definitely put you in your place if you continue to do that. All right? Case closed for that. So now moving on to the next topic is some NFL updates. I know football just concluded just a few weeks ago. Not really though, because the XFL is going on. Well, this is the NFL. So here's some key points about some offseason dates and some big questions and league priorities. So what I'm going to start off is here's the date that you need to know, and that is February 24th through March 2nd. So 5 days from today is when the NFL Scouting Combine takes place in Indianapolis. So college football fans, you get the chance to see your boy Joe Burrow, the recent Heisman Trophy winner, and you get to see Chase Young. Joe Burrow's definitely first round, first pick. Chase Young, defensive end for Ohio State, could be the second pick. So you're definitely going to see guys like that. You're going to see Jalen Hurts compete. You're going to see a bunch of people that are competing in the combine. Now, February 25th is the first day that teams can apply franchise or transition tags. So now, there's possible franchise targets, including Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, Buccaneers quarterback Jameis Winston. You got the quarterback for the Titans, Ryan Tannehill, and you also had the starting tight end for the LA Chargers, Hunter Henry. So those guys, their franchise targets that's pending. So we'll find out about that within the next 6 days. And then now next month, there's going to be teams that are going to be, like I said earlier, they're going to be negotiating contracts with pending unrestricted free agents. And that includes, there's going to be 50 players, including 8 quarterbacks. Among them, it's going to be Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Ryan Tannehill, Dak Prescott, and Jameis Winston, all those guys. So by the end of this period, teams are going to also have to make qualifying offers to any of the restricted free agents they wish to maintain right of the first refusal on. So I really am curious to see what happens. I really am. There was news going on about that, and especially seeing Brady and Rivers. And then Rivers, he played his entire career with the Chargers. And to see him as a free agent, he's an old guy now. He's about pushing 40. Same with Brady. Brady's over 40. He still wants to play. And another thing, Drew Brees is coming back. He's returning too. So these old guys just don't want to quit. They want to keep going. They're pulling a Brett Favre and a Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning wasn't even 40 when he retired, but he was close. But these guys want to keep playing. Because think about it. When you play football for pretty much, I'm assuming these guys played football when they were young kids, let's say second or third grade. So how long is that? That's over 30 years of playing football. So that's pretty much the only world they know. I don't blame them. And they're still getting paid big money. And speaking of big money, Adrian Peterson. Now, this is the last topic I'm going to cover. Adrian Peterson decides to stay and play another season. Age is just a number for Adrian Peterson. He doesn't care. He's going to be 33 years old. But another thing is, he went broke recently, went bankrupt, soon to be 35 years old, and it's supposed to save him about maybe $2.5 million cutting ties with him. So Peterson has rushed for over 1,900 yards and 12 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons with the Redskins, or his only 2 seasons with the Redskins. And I think he's doing this, obviously he's trying to make more money because, like I said, he got into some allegations with the money that he wasn't making. He was going broke, bankrupt, yada, yada. So this year could bring some historical significance to Peterson's background. You know why? Because he is within a shouting distance of 4th on the all-time rushing list. He's only trailing Barry Sanders, by a little bit over 1,000 yards, and he's trailing Marcus Allen. Both these guys are Hall of Famers. He's trailing Marcus Allen by 12 touchdowns for number 3 in the all-time rushing touchdowns list. So he hasn't really hit such a mark, though, since 2015. In 2015, he rushed for over 1,400 yards, And in 2012, he had 12 rushing touchdowns. But he's came close, right? Look, this is the thing, though. He's came close to hitting the rushing total. He finished for a little bit over 1,000. It was 1,042 yards in 2018. So, but like that is just, I mean, that might be a little outrageous to even think Adrian Peterson. I wouldn't say outrageous, but it might be I would say a little bit of a stretch. That's a better way to explain it. I would say it'll be a little bit of a stretch for somebody like Adrian Peterson to break these such records. I mean, this year, he had a pretty decent season, but the Redskins were awful, man. They were horrible, just trash, just mediocre. There's so many. Just watching it, oh my gosh, it was bad. I mean, they do have a new coach now. They got Ron Rivera, he was the previous head coach for the Carolina Panthers. So now knowing that Ron Rivera, maybe he can help resurrect this program. I don't see it happening. These Redskins haven't been good in over 2 decades. They haven't been extremely good or dominant like that. But maybe Ron Rivera can provide that punch. We'll see. And then, you still got veteran players on that team. The Redskins were just the entire NFC East this past season was just horrible, man. Just mediocre. Probably the easiest division out of all divisions in the NFL this past season. Just terrible. So, that's all I had for today. Today I had a long day at work. I just wanted to come back and just provide some, brief updates here and there. And I had my fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and it's going to be uploaded as soon as possible. So while you're listening to this, again, thanks for listening. If you made it this far into the episode, towards the end, I really appreciate you. Use a real one. And again, I'm going to have some more episodes lined up the next few days. I got some lined up next week and maybe some big guests here and there. Again, that's another thing. I'll continue to reach out even though I have a busy schedule. I enjoyed this so much, and with the new equipment I have, it's just going to make it that much better. It's going to make me even more ambitious to reach out to more guests out there and, provide you guys with more content. So again, thanks for listening to The Lowdown. This is Mark Brown signing off, saying that you have a good Wednesday night, and, I'll see you guys later on this week. Peace out.